So today I decided that I wanted to give you guys a second sneak peek to my new book. I'm still not releasing the title yet, but long story short, I was watching For Colored Girls about a month ago with my mother, and I've always liked the movie. It's very emotional, it's very deep, and I loved it for its poetic truth. So if you have not checked it out, you should really do that, like right now, like right after you finish watching this video. Okay. So after I watched the movie, I had this really true story, inspiration that came to me, and I was like, this needs to be done. So I went to my favorite writing place and I wrote this poem. I hope you like it. It's called Blind Ears, Deaf Mind. I remember her, that young girl, just naive as can be. I remember her features as if she were in this mirror, her eye gazing straight through me. Wet blossom cheeks where pain reigned its due. I see her just as clearly as she should have seen you. But blind ears don't listen, and deaf minds don't think. Just the trembling in her hands as the earth beneath her quakes. I remember her, that young girl, how the headaches wouldn't rest, a swift kick to the stomach as her heart fell out her chest. I remember how she would panic and would fall to the floor, not being able to breathe as she locked herself behind that door. Mascara stains and lipstick rings, too many tissue rolls to count. But blind ears don't listen, and deaf minds don't think, just the chill from the tiled floor, hands gripping the bathroom sink. I remember her, that young girl, the screams that broke through her cries, the apologies that swarmed around her as she was lost in an overcast shadow of lies. I remember how the questions were expressionless upon her face. As she gazed straight through me, I wish I could hold her, wipe away the tears' salty, bitter taste. But blind ears don't listen, and deaf minds don't think, fist pounding on the door as she barricades it with her frame. I remember her, that young girl, just as pretty as could be. I remember her features before the loss became a part of her gaze, as she sat in her empty shell wreaking havoc on herself for days. She left physical for mental. Abuse comes in so many forms, so many shapes. But blind ears don't listen, and deaf minds don't think. Just the warmth of her diary, where judgment has no face. I remember her, that young girl, puzzled and confused, not knowing what she did wrong. Little did she know she was being used, manipulated, and torn apart. How devious and malicious people could be. This is not something that occurred to her as she was trapped mentally. But blind ears don't listen, and deaf minds don't think. Boisterous are the hurtful words as depression sits at the brink. I remember her, that young girl, as blood pumped rage through her soul. I gazed at her bruised body, the lifeless bulge of her eyes, cuts in the worst places, though superficial to her cries. I whispered to her that it'll be okay, that it's only a matter of time. But blind ears don't listen, and deaf minds don't think. And the portal of this mirror doesn't go both ways. I want to raise my voice and make the mirror shake, distort her view so she can see the beauty of this face, show her the features that she's been gazing straight through, show her that I see her just as clearly as she should have seen you. But blind ears don't listen, and deaf minds don't think, just the trembling in her hands as the earth beneath her quakes. I hope you enjoyed it. Live free.